Hi, my name is Thibodeaux, and I am making a short film about my mom and how her life affected the rest of the family. She had committed suicide when I was just 13 years old, and I wanted to show people that even though something so tragic can happen, we can still move forward and make a better life for ourselves.
Growing up with my mom, it was very, at times it was a little sad, but that I would say that was a small portion of my childhood.
She worked at nighttime, so we always had babysitters. We were always being taken care of by a different person all the time. So I don't really remember a childhood with my mom. All I remember are the bad things, like she used to drink a lot because her job consisted of drinking. I remember she was very violent and angry all the time. So for me, it was a lot of physical abuse is what I remember growing up with my mom.
Growing up, I definitely didn't have babysitters taking care of me, just like my other siblings. I noticed that I actually did have a mother and daughter relationship with her, and we would watch TV together, eat, sleep, and she would always take me with her to like the store, and just she wouldn't really leave me alone at the house. So that's definitely something I've noticed compared to my other siblings.
Out of the four of us, I was to her, I was the quiet one. I was the to herself one, the obedient one, the one that did everything just right and never got into trouble and always did what I was supposed to do. And I think she liked that about me. I guess it was, I always try to make her feel happy because I knew she was at times struggling to keep the family together and healthy and safe.
Relationship with my mother was, I would say it was something that nobody could ever probably explain. It was more like we were real good friends. Throughout the most thing, she was really more like a dad for the fact that I didn't have no male leadership, you know. She was old, you know, she was, me as growing up with her, I didn't have no male to tell me how to really take care of myself as a male. So, you know, she'll just, she'll come in there and, you know, just the private things she had to explain to me and break it down. And I was just so confused, and there was, you know, and then her herself and me, we were all red, you know, we're blushing, and she didn't know what to say, and I don't know what to really tell her. But it was a relationship that I would never forget.
We never really spent time together, so for me, my relationship with my mom was not a very deep relationship. There was no mother and daughter relationship. I kind of feel like I was raised more by other people than by my own mother. There were times when we were close, but that's mainly when she was sad, and I would try to make her feel better. Or when things were really rough for the family and I just felt like I had to make it up for her. I always tried to make her happy or make her proud of me by doing things like somehow working and bringing money to the household and helping out, you know, but it was always just like, I felt like it was more of a partnership. Like I was there to help mom raise my brother and sisters than actually having a mother-daughter relationship with her.
She would always take me with her to go see some of her friends so that she could borrow money, because she couldn't afford to pay the bills or the rent, and she needed to go and just ask them so that she could help provide our family.
So eventually I got to the point where I was like, okay, well, I can't find her, and no one else seems to know where she's at. So I'm gonna try and trace her steps back to see what she was doing right before I fell asleep. So I remember being in the kitchen and trying to figure out what she was doing. I think it took me a couple of hours to find her. Eventually, I went to the garage and got the keys, unlocked the garage, I don't know what made me look inside, but I thought there's a reason why she was trying to break the lock open, because that was the last thing my neighbors told me she saw her doing, was trying to get into the garage. So I said maybe there was something important in the garage that she wanted, and maybe that might have left a clue as to where she might be. So I opened the garage door, and my neighbor actually happened to be behind me because he noticed that I was worried about her too. So he was with me behind me as I was opening the door, and I found her hanging from the garage ceiling, and she was next to a boxing punching bag that we had in the garage, and she had hung herself with a dog leash from one of our dogs. And so my first reaction was to get her down, and I had asked the neighbor to help me, but he didn't want to touch her. He was in shock. So his first reaction was to get away. And so I couldn't get her down by myself. So I ran into the house and I got a knife because I couldn't find any scissors. And I cut the rope down, and then I was holding her in my arms. You know, and in the back of my head, I knew it was too late. She was already dead because she had been there for hours. But I wanted her to be alive somehow.
I think what led to her suicide was everything. The night I was with her before, I was the last one that saw her and talked to her, so I believe that it was me that led her to a suicide. I could have stayed with her that night, but I chose to leave for the fact that I couldn't see her the way she was. It was the alcohol, the pills, she was doing drugs, all that, and I just couldn't see that, her doing that, so it made me break, and I couldn't be there, you know, and she knew that for a fact that, you know, once she starts acting like that, I leave.
Just taking away your own life is just something I would have never think of doing myself. So if someone were to do that, like, I don't understand, like, why would she do that to her own family? Why would she just leave us behind? But just thinking back on how her life was, it was so hard for her and so stressful and so nerve-wracking that she had to live through that all her life.
On your wedding day was Saturday, right?
Yes.
If Mom were still alive, what do you think she would have said to you?
I don't know. I mean, because I never really liked to fix myself, but when I would fix myself, she would always be like she would say, like, "Que chulada de maíz prieto," which, I don't know, it's this saying that she used to say. I think it comes from Honduras or Central America or Mexico. I don't know where she got that from along the years, but it just means, like, what a beauty of, I don't know, it translates to what a beauty of a dark corn husk or corn on the cob, literally. But she would just be so proud when we would fix ourselves up and look beautiful. So I think she would just have been so, first, you know, proud that her daughter looked so pretty on her wedding day, because I think my makeup came out nice. But I think that would have been definitely one of the things she would have said, because she loved it when we would just be totally dolled up. And then I think she would have been proud of who I married, because she would always say, like, jokingly say, like, "Oh, you need to marry a rich person, you know, that way you'll never have to suffer." But then, you know, I did date some rich people and they were total losers and lacked values and all kinds of stuff. But when that would happen, she would actually say, this is another good moment, I guess, like, you know, it doesn't matter how rich a person is, you just need to find someone with good values, because that's someone who's gonna love you for the rest of your life. And I think she would be proud of my husband and my decision to marry him, because he's the best man I have ever met. I mean, he's 100% Christian, great man, great values, a total gentleman. Old world, like they say. And I never thought I would meet a person like that. Not for myself, because I grew up too tough, too tomboyish. Didn't think that a person like that was gonna be destined for me. So I think she would have been just very happy and just proud that her daughter found such a great man, and a great man to call her husband.
With how we are right now, I think Mom is very proud of us. And something that she couldn't have done. She couldn't even finish elementary school, and for us to, or for my older siblings to go to the school level that they've gone to, I'm sure my mom would have been proud of us, all of us, for taking care of each other and just doing for the best that we could for each other.